who's going to be happy and who's going to be sad, who's been really good and who's been really bad. We're going to be fair, but we're going to be hard because this is the end of season report card for the good, the bad and the ugly at Liverpool FC for the 23-24 Premier League season, brought to you by the LFC file. Roll the intro, Arna. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the latest instalment of the Good, the Bad and the Ugly podcast for Liverpool FC, brought to you by the LFC file and, as you know, myself, Ben Green. So in this episode, as of course there's no game week, the season is over, we are going to give our marks from A being excellent and F being a complete fail, as in the English school marking system, unless it's changed, of course, in the time that I went to school, no idea. But we're going to do that for each and every Liverpool squad player, from the goalkeepers, defence, midfield and the strikers. As always, if you like the content, like, subscribe, press the notification bell so you know when the next episode is going to be published, and of course tell your friends, your fam, your mates, your colleagues, and let's continue to grow this community. And without further ado, let's get into it with the goalkeepers. And first up we have Mr. Alisson Becker. Young Alisson has been absent through sickness rather too often this term, or rather this school year, and therefore we've not seen a great deal of him. We'll have to give him a C in this occasion. For Adrian, he's actually one of the substitute members of the goalkeeping side of the class. He hasn't actually attended at all this school year. We've seen him in practice, but not actually in full class lessons. So I'm afraid we give Adrian an F for fail. Not his fault, but you've got to be in it to win it. Thirdly, we get on to Calvin Keller, who of course has been Alisson's understudy in this school year, and we have to admit, after a difficult start and maybe some scepticism, he has proved to be actually a very good and capable trainee. For his efforts, we will give Calvin, let's say, a B. I think that's fair. So coming on to the defenders, we have Joe Gomez, who has been in the school a number of years now and has actually improved year on year. His schoolwork has actually improved beyond recognition and beyond expectation, it has to be said. He's been very versatile this school year, and let's give Joe a B+. Virgil van Dijk, the head boy in the school, as we know, has had a bit of a patchy season. Overall, not too bad. He's had worse, let's say, but he's maybe struggled with concentration from time to time. Let's give Virgil a C+. Let's hope he does a little bit better next year. With badge number 5, we have Ibrahima Konate, as we know, has joined the school from a German school in Leipzig, and this is his, I think maybe second full season now. Showing a lot of promise. Has been a little bit below what's been expected of him this school year, it has to be said, and therefore we're going to give Ibrahima a C-. Harsh, but fair. Next up, we have one of the, let's say, reserve pupils. He's done okay, has been quite absent through illness for a lot of the school year as well. Did show some early promise. Let's give Costas a B-, because he has tried to apply himself well. As we say, he's been somewhat absent through illness. So we'll say a B- for young Costas. Next up, we have Andy Robertson, one of the senior members of the class. We have to say these days. He's been a very good pupil over the previous school years. Has to be said. This year, I'm afraid he has been absent rather more than one would expect from someone of his general fitness levels. Therefore we have to give Andy just a C on this occasion. He's not really been himself this term. One or two good bits of work handed in, but overall could do better. Actually, let's say a C plus for Andy, let's be fair. Next, we've got Joel Matip. Unfortunately, was ill early on in the school year and has not been able to complete his work. He will be leaving the school at the end of this school year. We've said goodbye to him already with a nice class ceremony, and therefore, I'm afraid we can only just give Joel maybe a B. His performances have been good up until his sickness. We'll give him a B, and hopefully we wish him all the best, of course, yes, for the future, and hopefully he'll have an injury-free period coming up. Next up, we've got young Rhys Williams. He's actually been absent for the entire school year, but this is because he's been out at one of the other school branches. So we haven't actually got any mark to give Rhys this season. We're looking forward to maybe him coming back next season, or he could stay at the nursery school going forward. Next, we have Trent Alexander-Arnold. Another one, unfortunately, has been blighted with illness this school year. Has handed in some very good bits of work, especially when he's come back. He's been a little bit rusty after being sick for so long. Yeah, let's give Trent a B minus. His work has been reasonably good before and after his illness. Yeah, unfortunately, that's how it is. It's been a little bit below par, but overall, a good school year from the lad. We've got to be pleased. Next up, we have Mr. Jarrell Quansah, one of the more junior members of the class. Stepped up very well when asked due to sickness in some of the other class members, as we've already seen. Young Jarrell has been very good. He's handed in some excellent pieces of work. We've been very pleased with his progress and development this year. We're going to give Jarrell, let's give him an A minus. His age considering, he's been very consistent as well. So an A minus for young Jarrell. Well done, Jarrell, lad. Looking forward to the next school year and some more excellent work being handed in from you, man. Well done. Last for the defence, we have young Connor Bradley, another of the junior members of the class. Excellent work this season, has to be said. Excellent work. We've been very impressed with him. He's handed in some very good work. Unfortunately, he did get sick towards the end of the season. Did make a late comeback into the class towards the end of the school year. But actually, we've been very, very pleased with Connor. We think he's going to be one for the future, and we're expecting some excellent work from him in the future. Well done, Connor. I think we can give you actually an A. I think he's been very consistent, very good, very promising. So we're looking forward to the next school year with young Connor. Well done, lad. Next up, we have young Wataru. Well, actually not so young. Wataru Endo is one of the elder pupils. We've got him from another school in Germany. He's done very well. He surprised a lot of people. Nobody knew who he was, but the quality of his work has been excellent, has to be said. Early on, a little bit patchy, settling in, maybe some language issues, we're not so sure, but he's actually been very good. He surprised a lot of people and other members of the school as well. Let's give Wataru a B+. He's been very good, and he's been missed in the games or in the lessons, let's say, where he's been absent through illness. So yes, a B for Wataru. Well done, young man. Next we have Thiago Alcantara. Very disappointing. Same as last season. The boy's been ill a lot. He's not turned in much good work at all, if at all, this season. He did come back in the school year halfway, had one lesson, and then cried off again sick for the rest of the school year. Not really very pleased with him. We're going to have to give old Thiago again, one of the older members of the class. We're going to have to give him, D+. Then we've got young Dominic Szoboszlai, who has joined us also from one of the German schools. Very promising start to the school year. Some of the work he's handed in of late has been a little bit sloppy, let's say. Could have been better, a bit more concentration, a bit more attention to detail will be needed from young Dominic. But overall, I think he's done very well. Let's give Dominic a C+. We're looking forward to some better work from him next season. But overall, I think he can be very proud of himself, settling in a totally new environment. So well done, young Dominic, and we're looking forward to next year. Next up, we have Alexis McAllister, who has joined us from the school in the south of England. Very good performances. Some say, well, we voted him here at the LFC file as being the pupil of the year. Very good work, excellent work, very good, very consistent. He's been working very hard in a lot of different subjects as well, away from his standard strengths. Let's put it that way. And yes, we're very pleased with Alexis, and long may he continue to thrive in the new school. We're looking forward to the next year's work from him. We're giving Alexis an A because we're very pleased with him. Very. Next, we come on to young Curtis Jones, another one who's been hampered by illness in the year. Yeah, it's not been a great year in the school. There's been a lot of illnesses, a lot of bugs flying around, and Curtis has been no exception, unfortunately. That said, he has put in some very good work. We're very pleased with him. His development has been very good. He was ill a lot last school year, the previous school year, but this year he's actually stepped up a little bit, and he's been fairly consistent when he's been in class. Let's give Curtis, let's give him a B minus. We think he's done very well. Well done, Curtis. You can be proud. Let's hope for a bit less sickness. Look after yourself a little bit better next season. Then we have Harvey Elliott. Another youngster from one of the lower classes has come up this season. He was with us last year as well, but this season he's really excelled. He's come on as let's say, a substitute in the classes, and he's done very, very well. He's done very, very well. He's handed in some excellent work. It has to be acknowledged. He's been working very hard indeed, and he's been very popular among the rest of the class. Let's give young Harvey an A minus. Well done, Harvey. Looking forward to next year. Keep it up, lad. Next up, we've got young Ryan Gravenberch. He's also a new member in the class. Done very well. He's come from another school in Germany where he wasn't attending many classes at all, actually, to be fair. So he's come in a little bit rusty. He's done very well. Could have maybe been a little more consistent, but overall we're very pleased with Ryan's work. He's a quiet lad, but he seems to be quite popular among the other kids, and we're looking forward to better from him next year. Let's give Ryan, let's give him a B minus. Well done, Ryan. Well done. Keep up the good work. Next up, we've got Stefan Bacitic. He's a young Spanish lad. He's been with us a few years now. Still very young. He's been away for most of the school year, pretty much all of it, I would say, through illness. Poor lad, one thing after another. But towards the end of the school year, he has made a couple of appearances in class, and he's been very promising indeed. We can't really give him too much of a mark, unfortunately. We haven't seen enough work handed in from him, but let's give him a C+. I think you've done all right, Stefan, in the one or two classes you've attended at the end, considering you've been so ill for most of the year. So well done. Looking forward to next year, sir. Now we move on to the forwards, and the first one we have is Luis Diaz. He's been with us for the last couple of seasons now. He's Colombian, I believe, yes, Colombian, and he's joined us from a Portuguese school. We've been very pleased with him last couple of years. He's adapted very well. He did have some personal issues to deal with recently, with some family issues, but he seems to have gotten over those obstacles very well indeed. So we're very pleased with him. One of the more, let's say, I would say attacking, one of the more enthusiastic young members of the class, always quick to hand in his work. Yeah, let's give Lewis a B+. He's done very well. Not quite to the level that we know he's capable of, but he's done very, very well. So let's stick with that for young Lewis. Next up, we have Darwin Nunes. He's also come from a Portuguese establishment. This is his second season with us now. Yeah, what can you say? Seems to be a bit of an enigma. We know he's very clever, very, very intelligent. We've seen glimpses of that in his work. It has been very, very good. But now and again, a little bit sloppy, let's put it that way. A little bit late handing in his work, a little bit late to class. But overall, When he dedicates himself, he is an excellent pupil. Well, let's give Darwin, I don't know, I'd say a B. I'd say a B. We're looking forward to some more from you. We've got a new teacher coming in, name's Mr. Schlott, and hopefully he can get Darwin to knuckle down a little more and let's get a bit more from him. So, yeah, that's what we've got from Darwin. Let's give him a B. Mohamed Salah. Mohamed, one of the established members of the class. This year he's not been up to his usual excellent standards. We have to admit. He's, a lot of his work has been late, not quite hit the mark on a lot of occasions. He's fallen out with the teacher as well. One time quite seriously on one occasion. We have to overlook that considering his contributions in the past to the class. I would give Mohamed a C+, unfortunately. Mohamed, I'm sorry, but on the strength of your past work and what we know you're capable of, maybe you're getting a bit too old for the school and you could do with a change, but I think a C+. Yeah. Hopefully better next term if you stay with us. Let's see. Final three for the score report. We've got young Cody Gakpo. We got early on last season from a Dutch establishment. He's doing very well. His work has been decent most of the school year. Towards the end, he did hand in some excellent pieces of work. We've been very pleased with him. He's developing very well and beginning to show his undoubted potential. Let's give Cody a B+. I think he's been pretty solid this year, and the way he's finished, we're hoping for a good next school year from him. Well done, Cody. You can be very proud. Diogo Jota, one of the more established class members, very talented, very, very talented. The work he's handed in has been second to none. Unfortunately, illness has got the better of him a couple of times this school year, and so he's not really been able to get fully into his stride. But as I said, the work he's handed in has been of the highest quality indeed. For Diogo, I think considering his effort, his dedication, his application when he's been called upon to hand in some work, let's give Diogo a B+, I would say. Verging on an A-, but I think B+ is fair. Thank you very much, Diogo. Let's see you push on next season. Finally, we've got young Ben Doak. Ben Doak, a young Scottish lad. He's been with us a season or two now. He was in one of the lower classes and just come into the top class. Has been showing some very, very impressive work when called upon. Unfortunately, illness has curbed his development. He's not been in class as much as we would have liked. He's not really made any appearances, I don't think, this year, unfortunately. Yeah, we're hoping for a bet from Ben next year. It's not gone against him. Let's see what we can what he can do next year. We're looking forward to a lot of better work from Ben. He is an exciting prospect. Very enthusiastic, always looking to go forward with his work and with his development. Let's give him a C+. Let's say a C+ for young Ben. Looking forward to see you next year, Ben. And that brings us to the end of the school report card for the 2023-24 school year for the class Liverpool FC. I think we've been fair there. Just before we wrap up, I'd just like to give a quick mention to Charlie Ford with his website flashscore.co.uk, which many of you probably know about. It's a really good site. He has an exclusive interview with the Feyenoords Captain, Gernot Trauner. It's very good. I've seen it myself. It's actually very good. So he's giving us some insight into why he believes that Arne Slot will be a success at Liverpool. And yes, his name is Schlott. It's pronounced S and L in German, and I believe in Dutch as well is Schlott. So yes, this is one I would definitely recommend. And feedback welcome. Right, so that's all for this week. Thank you very much for stopping by. And battery's running low on the old camera actually, so I'll wrap this up as quickly as possible. As usual, if you like the content and the report card, if you feel that some of the scores were a bit harsh or a bit too generous, please do leave a comment and let's hear your view. As always, like, subscribe, press the notification bell, and tell your folks so we can continue to expand, not the waistline, but the community. That'll be much appreciated. Look out for the latest episode of the book, The Good, the Bad and the Ugly season review, which will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. Everything's done, just to cover. To finish, I'm going to put a little sample of it up here. That should be available at the end of next week, beginning of June, let's say. So yes, thanks very much. As always, follow the blog, of course, which is on Facebook, Instagram, and X/Twitter. And until next week, there'll be a quick update, not much. We'll see what's happening on the old transfer front, but I'm only really going to comment on concluded and confirmed transactions. Let's see, Arne Slot should be having his first days with his feet under the desk. I was going to say under the desk, but that's not right. With his feet under the desk, and let's see how he settles in, and maybe we've got some news related there too. So again, thanks very much all. Take care of yourselves. Be good. Until next week. Peace. UFC.